Such an inclusive group. For the DEI, I is supposed to mean inclusion. Welcome to Azimuth Podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly McNabb.
And I'm Barrett McNabb. So last week, the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, her staff sent an email to its annual holiday party for elected peoples of color to all of the city council, including 7 whites that are on the 13-member council. Now, there was an apology that was sent out, but it wasn't the apology of, hey, we're sorry that we excluded you to attend this holiday party. We're just sorry you got the email.
Yeah, sorry they got caught.
I mean, it's really, so it's not like, hey, look, that was our bad, and we really meant to invite you. No, we're just sorry you got the email and found out that you're not invited.
Well, I'm looking at this picture. I noticed 3 things. 1, this group includes electeds of color across the city, state, county, and federal offices. So it looks like a lot of people who are comfortable excluding whites. And 2, I'm wondering, are there any minorities who did not come because whites are excluded? Standing up because it's wrong. 3, this affinity group party has been occurring every year since 2014, so this is hardly new. And the DEI, I is supposed to be for inclusivity, should be changed to DEE, with the last E being for exclusivity.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The mayor said that there would be other holiday parties where city officials of all races would get a chance to gather. But I still don't see how anybody can not see this as problematic of excluding a single race at all. Just, switch out one of the races. Could you imagine how many heads would pop off if there was a whites-only party? Christmas party for the city. People would just absolutely explode their heads, and it would be talking all over the place.
Well, Christmas is a busy time of year,
Sure.
and so, to attend more parties, they have families, so they probably want to go see their families and whatnot and do other things. And so the people of the electeds of color, they may think, well, I've already attended one Christmas party for work. Why should I go to another? And before you know it, the only people wanting to go to the latter party may be the white people. And so they may be like, it may accidentally end up being a whites-only party.
Yeah, that's a great point, Kimberly. I mean, honestly, how many parties do you need to have? The more parties you have, that means more catering, more food and beverage, more space to be rented and things like that. So it seems like it's wasteful to have multiple parties throughout the holiday season that have exclusive groups that are invited. So all of a sudden it's
your tax dollars at work.
Yeah, it's your tax dollars at work. Is it a party for men only, a party for women only, a party for minorities only, a party for whites only? Now we're starting to get into the realm of ridiculous.
Well, it sounds like state-sponsored discrimination.
It does sound, it's exactly state-sponsored discrimination. I mean, one of the things about the civil rights movement was to end segregation. And, this just seems it's falling into all of the, the whites only, the blacks only, the Hispanics only, the Latinos only. It seems that we're falling into this tribalism instead of having unity and to have people come together. We're just excluding people. I mean, now even in our academic universities, there's black-only dorms, and so
graduations
and black-only graduations as well. And I think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be absolutely against all of this. He wanted to have unity, and honestly, racism is wrong. Racism is wrong. Bigotry is wrong, and to have this play out like this, it's sad. It makes me sad.
Oh, but I'm sure it's separate but equal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Separate and equal. So the same dining options were available to the next Christmas party that were offered at this Christmas party. This is just absolutely ridiculous. We are doing this to ourselves. We're dividing ourselves instead of having a unity of effort as Americans to come together and to celebrate holidays. Honestly, Hanukkah just finished up, so there's a celebration there. Kwanzaa's, the same time in this period as well. So
we already have enough division.
We have enough division, and we don't need more. We definitely don't need more. This makes me sad.
Yeah. So this is hardly a new thing for her. Her
husband's white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like, like Jared from Subway while he's losing weight, or fat Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
So anyway,
what if I identified as a minority? What if
exactly.
This is Boston, so this is Massachusetts. So Senator Warren, who identified long periods of time as a Native American in order to get a leg up in her academic career and her political office, and as well as getting an opportunity for jobs and things like that. She claimed Native American heritage, and it turns out there's none.
Well, I think the white people should have shown up and said, I identify as a minority.
Sure.
But, how would they even prove it? Are you throwing up a Sherwin-Williams template and say, okay, I'm on this shade right here? Or is it like Nuremberg Law's Michelin test, where they said, okay, if you have one grandparent of this or that, then you are this. And that's how they tested Jews.
Was this, honestly, could you self-identify, or do you have to provide a blood sample or anything like this? The reason we're talking about this is because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why we're bringing it to you. And that's why, we're looking at all the angles and kind of poking fun, but you should be angry and you should be sad that this is happening.
Well, you shouldn't be too surprised with it coming from Michelle Wu. She did go to Hamas University, other people call it Harvard University, and she has a history of speaking out against white people. She spoke of firefighters' unions and snow in the same sentence, saying, I'm getting used to dealing with problems that are expensive, disruptive, and white.
Yeah, that's not problematic at all to say, hey, it not only is the snow disruptive and expensive, but the firefighters' union is disruptive, expensive, and oh so white. So,
people are going to save you out of a burning building. So might want to tone that down. But
really, I still can't. I'm just bothered by this, and I'm not bothered by it because I'm a snowflake and I am full of outrage or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm bothered by it because it makes me sad, because coming from the Army, there is no black, white, Hispanic. There was Army green. We were all the same color, and we were all referred to as, hey, you. Right. So this is what makes me upset about this is that not that I feel as though I'm being excluded or left out. I'm sad that we're in this position where we're not able to have this unity of effort as Americans and come together, and to have this segregation. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. And a lot of people say white outrage. Well, it's not white outrage. It's American outrage.
Exactly. And, she needs to think, even if not just for the community in America, about her kids. Her kids are half white. What happens? What is she going to do when her sons bring home a white woman? She could be like, no.
You can't come to the Christmas party.
My grandkids, no, because they'll be too white for the Christmas party.
Right.
So at least think of it for her own benefit.
Right. Well, we saw this, and again, we were upset about it, not because of white outrage and things like that, but because we just thought it was wrong. Because again, racism is wrong, bigotry is wrong. There's no other way to skin that cat. It's just absolutely wrong. And we saw this, and we wanted to bring it to your attention if you hadn't heard about it already. And thank you for listening to us, and stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.